Marcus has held on to the ball so well this year. How do you attribute that to?
He just, thought about it in practice at all times, just keeping the ball high and tight. And finishing runs help that. A lot of times when you get high and you don't finish runs, they can stand you up and come in there and rip the ball out. So he's done a great job of doing those things.
He admitted when he came in that was a problem of his. He had 3 fumbles maybe in his last game. Is it something coming in you wanted to work on?
That's something we always work on with all the guys, and we always talk about it before it happens. That's something I probably say the most during the game is ball security. Just keep saying it, and he understands what that means. Just make sure you hold that ball high and tight, and getting up with the football is the most important thing.
Are you looking for anything different in practice this week?
Just looking to get better. We got a great opportunity to come in and have some practices and just improve. So that's the thing you're looking for. What we always look for is just to continue to improve and minimize mistakes.
Coaches still use this practice period to look ahead for next year at all?
We try to. We try to get some young guys in there, try to get Matt Coffey in there working a little bit. So guys are working hard, and certainly we're getting ready for a football game, so we don't get the young guys in there as much, but we try to get them in there a little bit.
What's some of the things you want Marcus to work on after this game here, going to spring practice, get ready for next season?
Getting ready for next season, I can't even think that far. Getting ready for
next spring practice. Some of the things you said, hey, these things I want you to work on during the offseason.
I like to think that far ahead, but I think we'll sit down right after the season and I'll look over some things and show them some things on film and say, hey, these are the things that you can work on that you do well, that you can do even better. So, that's the things we'll do after the season.
The fact that Marcus is willing to tell anyone who listen that, hey, I still got a lot of things I need to work on. Do you believe that's really a great attitude for a player to have his stature? Even though he's accomplished so much, he knows he can still needs to prove a lot of things as well.
Sure. He understands, that this is a tough conference we play in. These are tough games that we play, so you have to be ready. You have to continue to improve. Because if you don't do that, you're going to get worse. So that's something that he takes it from practice to practice as far as listening to what we're talking about and he tries hard to apply them on the field. So that's something that's going to be important for him to do in the off-season workouts with Coach Fitz and also in spring ball.
How rare is it for a featured back to not only not lose a fumble but not put the ball on the ground all year long? A guy who runs like as much as he runs.
It's rare, from time. You say it, you try to say, hold on to the ball. It'll happen at some point in time. So I don't like talking about it with you guys, but, I always worry about that. That's something that's really important. So that's something I probably harp on all the time. And he thinks about it. Hey, I need to hold the ball high and tight. So if you continue to just focus on doing the things and the habit in practice, you'll get to the game and you'll do it. You'll do it all the time. So that's something I think that you have to do on the practice field.
You weren't a fumbler.
At times, I think one year I did really well, and then the next year I didn't do so well. I had a couple issues, so that's something that I've always worried about. For running back, you always have to hold on in football.
Do you remember numbers?
Huh?
Do you remember numbers?
I do, but I don't like talking about them. But
is ball security something you need to preach to young running backs? I mean, in terms of in high school, where they afraid of guys not being able to rip the ball out like they can at the
It's tough because it's hard. It's hard to preach it when it happens.
Yeah.
When it happens, we all know, don't fumble the ball, but it's easier to preach and talk about it before it happens. Right. It's preventative. You have to do that at all times in drills and all kinds of stuff. Or you say, hey, you're holding the ball loosely on this play. Make sure you're holding it high and tight and stuff like that. So running with great pad leverage, always falling forward, that helps you as far as keeping from putting the ball on the ground.
Have you noticed any difference in just the approach to this bowl game compared to the previous ones?
On our side or on the guys' side? I think the guys are practicing hard, and I felt like they were practicing hard last year. But you have to prepare all the way up until the end of the game. You have to prepare for the game, but you have to finish all the way up through the end of the game. So you never know what circumstances are going to arise in a game, and they practice and they have a game plan also. So it's important that we prepare, and I think we prepare the same. But it's all about when we're on the sidelines and the guys go out there on the field and it's time to play that game. It's about who's ready right now in that moment. So